WNEM-TV5 News starts right now with a breaking news alert.
And that breaking news on the election between Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. We're watching history in the making as two candidates with sharply different views, but each with high negatives, try to become the 45th president of the United States.
Now let's take a look at the race so far based on the current Electoral College map. Here we go. Right now, so far, we see 197 electoral votes goes to Trump, and now Hillary Clinton has 131. The race is far from over.
That's right, and the congressional map is also important. Here's a look at that. One of the key races in mid-Michigan, Democrat Dan Kildee leads his Republican opponent, as you can see right there, Alan Hardwick, 61% to 35%.
Well, one of the big questions coming out of tonight is what will it take for the next Congress and president to work together?
Andrew Keller joining us live again in Flint with the latest on that. Drew.
Well, Representative Dan Kildee walked into Blackstone's in downtown Flint to a round of applause. Several people even giving him a standing ovation. He will most likely enter his third term in Congress. And I called you state representative. What I meant was congressman. Right. Yeah, sometimes I mess up. Been a long night. You know, one of the questions that both of David and Colette asked, you know, how does the Congress have to work with our next president?
Well, we have to work in a bipartisan environment. No matter what the outcome is, Democrats and Republicans will both hold power in Washington. We've got to set aside all this anger and all this venom that this campaign has resulted in and get to work on the big problems that we face as a country. That's what the voters are asking for. No matter what their perspective, that's what they want.
Now, a little earlier ago, I said that the mood was kind of a neutral mood. I mean, there's not excitement, there's not concern quite yet. How do you feel about how this thing is shaking out?
Well, I mean, people are a little bit anxious. This is going to be a close one, and we sort of expected that might be the case. It looks like it'll come down to Michigan, Wisconsin, maybe deciding this election. Frankly, you know, if that means a victory for Hillary and we put her over the top, that's a good thing. It's important that we have our voices heard. But, you know, now it's just a matter of waiting, and it's not easy.
Now, I know you're a big proponent for Hillary Clinton. Let's switch sides. You know, for the other case, Donald Trump wins tonight. Do you anticipate yourself, other congressmen, other congresswomen being able to work with Donald Trump as president?
Well, we'll work with whoever the president is. Obviously, it'd be a lot easier to work with somebody that we share values with, that we have a relationship with. And, you know, Donald Trump, if he is successful, he's going to have to take on an awfully big job, and he's going to have to change his tune if he's going to be able to really address the big problems. But we will be willing. We will be ready. I don't think it'll come to that, but we'll try.
Congressman Dan Kildee, thank you very much for joining us. And again, we are here at the Democratic Watch Party. We'll check in with you guys in just a little bit. Live in Flint, Andrew Keller, WNEM-TV5.
Okay, thank you, Andrew. And we caught up with Kildee's opponent, Alan Hardwick, in Bay City. He said his plan will help bring mid-Michigan back.
We desperately need what I've planned. I don't know if you've seen my platform. It's all about education reform. It's about bringing back jobs and giving our kids better opportunities for better paying jobs. And I think that's going to be the starting point of turning this area around.
Meanwhile, in the State House, incumbent Sheldon Neely is squaring off against Republican Paige Brousseau. Here are the results at this hour in that election. 89% going to Sheldon Neely with 11% against his challenger.
And over in Midland County, Republican John Moolenaar is running for Congress in a traditionally safe district for Republicans. And here are those results. As you can see, John Moolenaar, 65% right there against his Democratic opponent.
And TV5's Matt Stevens joins us now live in downtown Midland. Matt.
Hi, we're at Pizza Sam's, the Midland County Republican headquarters. It's been a great night here. A lot of cheering, a lot of good news, and one of the best pieces of news was when John Moolenaar declared victory about 35 minutes ago. John, congratulations, and what's next?
Thank you. Well, it's a privilege to serve, and I'm so excited to be able to work on behalf of the residents of the 4th Congressional District and represent them and keep fighting for them in Washington, D.C.
What's the mood here with the Donald Trump news?
Well, it's very exciting. You know, Michigan is in play. We've had both presidential candidates here in the last few days, and I think there's a lot of excitement in the air, and we hope it goes well.
been an excellent night statewide for Republicans as well with the House races. Apparently they've retained every seat that was contested.
Yes, well, it is. It's a good night, and really excited to be able to go back to work and work on our Better Way agenda that promotes health care reform and tax reform and a strong national defense, and get back to work for the American people.
All right, thanks very much. John Moolenaar retains his seat with the 4th District U.S. Representative. That's it from Republican headquarters. For now, Matt Stevens, TV5, WNEM. Back to you.
All right, Matt, thank you for that. And another important Midland County race is for State House. Let's take a look right now. Republican Gary Glenn taking on Democrat Jeff Mallicote. As you can see, Gary Glenn has a very sizable lead in this race.
And we're looking at a couple of State House races in Saginaw County tonight.
In the 95th District, Democrat Vanessa Guerra is taking on Republican Dorothy Tanner. Here's where that race stands right now. Vanessa Guerra with 65%.
And in the 94th District, Republican Tim Kelly is taking on Democrat Kevin Seaman. As you can see, Tim Kelly 71% over Democrat Kevin Seaman 29%.
And TV5's Frank Turner is watching those races. He joins us live now in Saginaw. Frank.
Hi, guys. You know, Tim Kelly says he's pretty confident about his chances tonight. He's running against Kevin Seaman, who is a political novice. I'm right here in the heart of Saginaw County Republican stronghold. This is the headquarters, so I hope they'll forgive me if I talk about the Democrats for just a moment. But that race in the 95th District, it's a Democratic stronghold, probably one of the most unique races in Michigan. Incumbent Vanessa Guerra running for her 2nd term. Her opponent, a 70-year-old grandmother and political novice in her first political bid. And I spoke with Representative Guerra tonight about what a victory means for her.
For me, it's about moving into our 2nd term and working on things that we've been working on in our 1st term. We're only giving 2 years in the House, and so a lot of it's just learning the ropes in the beginning, and now I get to move forward and work even harder on the issues that I've been talking about since day one.
Now, you're 27, right?
Yes.
Okay, 27-year-old woman.
Yeah.
This is a pretty big accomplishment.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited to have the support of lots of women, and but for me, it just comes down to, you know, electing someone to best represent your values, and I hope that I do that for the people of the 95th District.
And according to the numbers you reported, it looks like Guerra has that race pretty much in hand. Her opponent, Dorothy Tanner, had said on several occasions that she liked Guerra so much if she wasn't running against her, she would probably vote for herself. Meanwhile, the watch continues here as Republican hopefuls continue to think their chances are doing well based on what's happening across the state and nationally. Once again, this place going up when they heard that Florida had been called for Donald Trump. More from here a little bit later. For now, I'm Frank Turner live in Saginaw. Back to you.
Okay, thank you, Frank, for that update. And we still have more local election results and reaction from across mid-Michigan, and you can catch up-to-the-minute results on the bottom of your screen and on the TV5 mobile app.
Well, the clouds will soon be moving out as you take this live look over I-75 right there in Flint. As you can see, a lot of precipitation on the lens. Here's Chief Meteorologist Brian Bachman with your forecast always in the first 10 minutes. Hi, Brian.
Hi there, David. Fortunately, most of the heavier and more substantial rain held off for really the entire region until after the polls had closed tonight. But as you can see over the Vehicle City in Flint right now, especially over the bricks here, a little bit of light to moderate rain falling. Current temp 47 degrees, just kind of one of those chilly, rainy nights as it were right now. But this is actually just kind of a rogue band on the far back side of this departing cold frontal boundary, just moving into parts of Genesee County and parts of the Thumb. That'll be moving out within the next 2 hours, really at the absolute most. Then we'll actually start to see the clouds steadily break up as we approach daybreak tomorrow, as a lot of fair weather set to roll in for the second half of the week. 47 the current temp in Midland, 47 in Flint. Looks like the sensor's not necessarily picking up on that rain at the moment, but as we saw there, it is wet. Wind still coming in out of the north-northwest at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. 47 with similar conditions in Cloudy and Bay City, and 46 for you in downtown Saginaw. I'm sure a lot of us staying up late to keep an eye on the election coverage tonight, but as we prepare to resume the normal routine tomorrow, 40 degrees for the morning bus stop, 50 by the afternoon ride with a dry day and increasingly sunny in the afternoon. Your full forecast is coming up.
Thank you, Brian. Delta College now knows where it's going to build its new facility in Saginaw.
Yeah, we'll lay out the school's ambitious plans. That's straight ahead.
And you're taking a live look at the campaign headquarters of Clinton and Trump, only 1.5 miles apart from each other in New York City.
And people on Facebook are chiming in about tonight's historic presidential election.
Yeah, Nora says she's never been so nervous voting in her life.
Ryan says, let me taste those tears, Trump supporters.
And Rob says with sarcasm, is Bernie Sanders winning?
And be sure to check in with us on our expanded Wake Up from 4:30 to 7 a.m. for overnight election results, the voice of the voters, and any breaking news. We will be right back.